Have you ever wondered what truly sets high-value men apart from the rest? Some say that while women are born with inherent worth, men must earn their value through their achievements. Reality often hits men harder, as many average women seek out men of higher status, while average men are more keenly aware of their standing in the social hierarchy. High-value men are defined by stability, ambition, focus, loyalty, honesty, generosity, and strong boundaries. They possess taste, class, and a desire to nurture those around them. These men are fun without being attention seekers, supportive of others while pursuing their own goals, and they don't become vengeful or bitter when they encounter setbacks. Men who develop these high-value traits, skills, naturally rise to the top of the social pyramid. This isn't a discussion about one's intrinsic value as a human being, but rather about the success and recognition one achieves through their actions and mindset. These men live by a different set of rules, drawing the attention of many women and earning the respect of other men who aspire to join their ranks. By the end of this discussion, you'll have a clearer picture of whether you belong in this elite group, or at least what areas you need to work on to be considered one. Here are 15 signs of a high-status man. Number 1. Top 5 to 10% of the social hierarchy. The most straightforward way to gauge a man's value is by his earnings. Men of high worth are in the top 10% of earners, making 6 figures or more. That equates to over $15,000 per month, every month, just to be in that top tier. To break into the top 1% of earners, you need to bring in over $70,000 a month. And with inflation constantly altering the financial landscape, that figure is only climbing. High-value men don't just hit these numbers once, they achieve them consistently. It's easy to have a good year or a fortunate season, but true high-value men maintain their success year after year. The elite, those in the top 1% of all men, have earned over $1 million annually for at least 3 years and are on track to do so for the foreseeable future. When you consider income alone, there are far fewer high-value men than there are beautiful women. Men who reach this level of earnings are often intensely driven, laser-focused, and have sacrificed at least a decade of their lives in pursuit of their goals. For years, they may have had little to no social life, fully dedicating themselves to their careers. Now that they've reached their goals, they can truly enjoy the rewards of their hard work. Most women, particularly those seeking stability and comfort, desire a high-value man because of the lifestyle he can offer, making him a rare and highly sought-after commodity. Due to the obsessive nature required to reach the top, these men rarely settle for mediocrity in any other aspect of their lives. Number 2. A man who can continuously transform his life by choice. While many men wish their lives were different, high-value men possess the power, skills, mindset, and understanding to make those changes happen whenever they choose. Their lives are a testament to this capability. High-value men are those who, despite starting at the same level as everyone else, have, through relentless dedication, separated themselves from the pack and risen to the top. Low-value men often mistake superficial markers of success, like posing with expensive cars, sleeping with many women, or making a lot of money, as signs of high value. But that's not what it's about. High value is defined by what you're capable of achieving and your ability to shape reality to meet your goals. People often focus on the results without understanding the underlying causes. You can't fake it till you make it. When it comes to being a high-value man, integrity plays a crucial role as it prevents high-value men from needing to boast or declare their worth. The public perception of their value is a natural byproduct of their focus and achievements, not the other way around. This gives them a significant degree of control over their lives. Number 3. Mastery over his own time. Men of high status place a premium on freedom, recognizing that time is their most precious asset. It doesn't matter if you own a luxury car, if you're driving it to a job where someone else dictates your schedule and attire. That's not true freedom. You can be a high earner without being a high-status man because someone else controls your life. This is often referred to as wearing golden handcuffs. The pay might be great, but you're exchanging your time and freedom for it. It often takes years to realize that this was a poor trade-off, which is why most high-status men tend to be older. You can't truly be a high-status man in your 20s because you haven't yet experienced enough of life to gain the necessary wisdom, no matter how many self-help videos you've watched. Number 4. Maximized skills and talents. High-status men excel in at least one area to such an extent that no one cares about their other shortcomings. For example, Stephen Hawking was highly sought after and even had romantic relationships despite being unable to talk, walk, or move. This illustrates the power of mastering a single skill. If you excel in one area, you don't even need to be among the top earners to be considered a high-status man, because your exceptional skill will open up countless opportunities. If you master the art of persuasion, you could become a powerful politician. Master the ability to entertain, and you might become a famous artist. Once you've honed any skill of value, it can always be converted into money and fame. High-status men also hold themselves to high ethical standards. They are competitive, but always operate with integrity. These men value equal opportunities because they trust in their ability to perform based on their proven track record. Number 5. Respected by other high-status individuals. The idea of a high-status lone wolf is a myth. These so-called Sigma males often see themselves as self-sufficient, independent individuals. But in reality, true success isn't achieved in isolation. Many men who focus solely on personal success without building relationships find themselves isolated once they reach the top. The shock comes when they realize that others at the pinnacle are already connected and working together. Discipline and hard work might get you into the room, but to truly belong, you need to build relationships. It doesn't matter if you see yourself as a high-status man. The real measure is when other high-status men acknowledge you and allow you into their circle. Your value is, in part, determined by the company you keep. High-status men are recognized by both their peers and those of lower status. This recognition stems from their consistent efforts and contributions, and it's what sets them apart. Many men fail because they might achieve success once, but they lack the relationships to sustain it, eventually encountering those they disregarded on their way up. Number 6. Possesses a powerful network. What might take you 3 to 4 years to accomplish on your own can be achieved in 6 months with a strong network. High-status men collaborate when it comes to tackling projects beyond an individual's capacity. They leverage each other's relationships, infrastructure, and expertise to minimize risks. Trust among these men is key. They rely on each other's word and back up their commitments with actions. This collaboration is one reason the wealthy continue to amass wealth. They work together to ensure it. On the other hand, those in lower socioeconomic groups often harbor resentment toward one another, which hinders collaboration. High-status men, having built valuable networks around themselves, often attract others who seek their favor. As their network grows, so does their value, creating a snowball effect where more high-status individuals are drawn to join their circle. Number 7. Creates opportunities for others. High-status men provide livelihoods for others, creating opportunities, structure, and pathways for people to support their own families. This doesn't necessarily mean you need to be an entrepreneur. Even those who hold significant positions in the corporate world can exercise their power to create opportunities for others. While self-interest may play a role, the benefits provided to others help elevate their position within the social hierarchy. High-status men have the foresight to see opportunities that others might miss. They earn wealth and status by anticipating future trends and opportunities. In contrast, low-status men often live paycheck to paycheck, barely planning beyond the immediate future. Average status men might think ahead to the end of the month or quarter, usually holding middle management positions or being valued employees. But high-status men have a long-term vision, seeing opportunities years or even decades ahead. Number 8. Visible and fascinating. Everyone knows who high-status men are, even if they don't know them personally. These men are visible, They're out there, consistently doing extraordinary things that draw attention. High-status men operate differently, and this difference intrigues others. How is it that they manage to achieve so much, so consistently? The secret lies in their resource management. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day, but high-status men utilize their time in ways that set them apart. Their accomplishments and the roles they occupy in society are evident to all. Others recognize not only what they have built, but also the prestige of their position. High-status men are not just vague entrepreneurs. They are the CEO of a well-known company, like Tesla, where their role and the organization's reputation are clear. Their activities are transparent, legal, and above board. They're winning fairly, with no room for doubt. You can't be a high-status man if you're in jail or engaging in unethical activities. Trust and reputation are paramount, as you'll soon discover. Number 9. Has the power to walk away. This is perhaps the most crucial piece of advice you'll ever receive, and it's why many people are drawn to our platform. The individual who has the power to walk away holds all the leverage. In a business negotiation, the person who can walk away because they have other options holds the most power. In relationships, if you are with someone who plays games and you have the ability to leave, you hold the power. Others will notice this and put you on a pedestal, because true power is rare. The more valuable the thing you're willing to walk away from, the more powerful you are perceived to be. This is why you can't friend-zone a high-status man. While other men might chase after potential partners, a high-status man attracts them with his status and always has options. Games are for the immature. High-status men don't engage in them because they have the power to walk away. Number 10. Guided by coaches for peak performance. Men of exceptional status never stop their pursuit of knowledge and success. For them, the journey itself is the reward. To accelerate their progress, these men tap into the wisdom and experience of others. You won't find a man of high status who doesn't read, who doesn't seek out the company of other accomplished individuals to learn from them. High-performing men invest in coaches who help them maintain their best form. These mentors ensure that their mindset is sharp and their objectives are clear consistently. Take any successful hedge fund manager, and you'll discover they often spend over $100,000 annually on performance coaches to avoid any missteps. Number 11. A master of probability, not luck. Men of lower status rely on luck, while those of high status depend on probability. They evaluate how likely an outcome is based on given inputs. Many see these men as risk takers, but in truth, they are the opposite. High-status men analyze the setup of a situation and its potential impact on results. Then, using their expertise, they gradually tilt the odds in their favor, and they do this consistently. If the chances of success are above 50%, they will pursue the venture as long as possible, knowing that they will eventually win. This is why these men have built strong infrastructures around them. They have legal advisors, accountants, financial experts, and a diversified portfolio of assets, all aimed at minimizing risk and maximizing returns. Number 12. He's never an almost. He almost graduated, almost got the job, almost got rich, almost closed the deal, almost succeeded. So many people live in the realm of almost, often saying, "I really tried," or "I gave it my best shot." Men of high status don't place value on effort alone. They focus on the end results. Doesn't matter how hard you tried. It's for kids playing Little League, not adults striving for excellence. They take full responsibility for everything in their lives. If something goes wrong, they recognize it's because they weren't prepared or sharp enough to anticipate it, leaving room for improvement. Number 13. Life must always progress. High-status men find their value in constant growth. A man who isn't growing is merely waiting for the end. Growth can come in various forms: professional, physical, emotional, spiritual, and intellectual. A man who is regressing is seen as a liability, not an asset. These men don't experience a midlife crisis because their lives are complete. If a high-status man were to pass away, Today, he would know that he lived a fulfilling life, having made the most of every opportunity. Growth and fulfillment come from how you live your life, not just the amount of money in your bank account. Even if you have the most wealth, you still lose if you haven't truly lived. Most men live lives of quiet desperation, hoping that one day something will change so they can finally live for themselves. Number 14. Capable, confident, and assertive. When a man of high worth enters a room, everyone takes notice. His confidence comes from his past achievements, and he knows he can replicate his success. These men aren't like the flashy types who pretend to have value. Their worth is rooted in who they've become through experience. High-value men are assertive. They make it known what they want and that they intend to get it. They're not afraid to compete, and they make it clear that they're a force to be reckoned with. These men might not always be the strongest, but they are the most capable. They are adaptable. Take everything away from them, and they will still find a way to rise again, because their success wasn't a fluke. It was earned through knowledge and skill. You can't strip away who they are or what they know. In fact, they would rebuild even faster the second time around, because they now know exactly what to do and how to do it. High-value men remain high value no matter where they are in the world. Self-confidence and assertiveness are traits that can be developed. Value 15. Reputation and legacy. From a status perspective, a man's reputation is his most valuable asset. From a legacy perspective, his children hold the highest value. Both are crucial to a man of high worth, who understands that his reputation must be safeguarded at all costs. That's why you won't see high-value men associating with low-value partners, at least not publicly, if you catch our drift. Men are driven by status, so the partner they choose should elevate that status. You can tell a lot about a person by who they choose to build a life and family with. Because high-value men focus on continuous growth and can offer an exceptional lifestyle for their families, it's vital that their legacy is carefully managed. A high-value man is a present father, but his responsibilities often extend beyond the home, which is why his partner needs to be capable of raising extraordinary children. The two lasting marks a man leaves on the world are his offspring and his work. High-value men understand that time is finite and that they want something to outlive them. You are the product of thousands of years of evolution, with a lineage that has survived immense challenges. While one can choose not to have children and still leave an impact on the world, it would be a loss to let your bloodline end. Now, we know you're insightful, so feel free to share your thoughts. And for those still watching, here's your well-deserved bonus. A clown remains a clown, even if seated on a throne. The irony is that you don't become a high-value man by belittling women. Many of these so-called high-value men are pretenders, slowing down the entire process. It's the same become high-value first, then speak on it, and do so from a place of experience, not mere theory. The issue we see with much of this content is that, while it's presented as self-help, it often isn't, which does a disservice to the viewer. A cold dose of reality is only beneficial if there's a clear path to improvement. High-value men don't need to boast about being pimps, nor do they need to be loud. They aren't trying to win. They've already won. Remember this: the richest man in the room doesn't need to tell you he's rich. There's a foundation of truth, but not everything that glitters is gold. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it valuable, my friend, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our awesome community.